Nope, no keyholes. I'll make an effort to pick up everything, especially the memories, because collecting all the memories is really important. That could also be a reason why some people have given the game bad reviews, because the memories are important, because they're part of the story, of course. So if you miss some of the memories, you're really actually missing parts of the story, which isn't really too good, right? You may get the wrong impression about the story. Yes, yes. Austin, I don't know where to go. Try using shrink where the violets grow. That's the point about the violets, is that they act as a marker. So you know that if you see a shrinking violet, that there's probably some kind of hidden path or something else there. We can see our friend up here. Okay, I might have to go over there to get him after all. Wasn't going to, but hey. Okay, let me go back and get the flowers. So I could have just gotten them first, huh? Would have probably been more to the point. Now, one thing I started to say at the beginning was that this is the fourth time or so I've played through the game. I'm almost done with the third playthrough on the PS3 version.
It could have happened that way, Alice. You remember poor Mr. Crook died, didn't he? Dr. Wilson rejects spontaneous combustion, but I trust Mr. Dickens.
So you have the question of, well, Nurse Witless is thinking that, maybe it's spontaneous human combustion that caused the fire. And there have been, that's part of parapsychology research, the idea of spontaneous human combustion. So we got our pig snout there, which allows us to have a ramp to be able to get up and get our reward. But anyhow, what I was saying about the PS3 version, I played it through, obviously, the very first time when I got it on normal, completely normal. I didn't even do the DLC at all. I didn't even download the stuff. I always try to play through a game on normal first. And again, because I analyze, I'm not just playing to have fun. I always play to analyze content. And design and mechanics and all that. So the thing is, I'm bringing all this up so you understand where I'm at here, or what I'm doing. The thing is that then what I do usually is I'll put it on the maximum difficulty and play it. In the case of Alice, it's a little interesting because unlike the first game you could save anytime, anywhere. This game you have checkpoint saves, but it saves it for you, and you only have that one autosave. God forbid that anything get corrupted. Or like what happened to me with that glitch with the weapon upgrades. I mean, actually, if you're wondering, I actually had to replay the game up to that point, and then in a different profile, start all over again and play to that point because I couldn't go back to an earlier save. There is no earlier save, which I think is kind of... I don't know what they were thinking of doing that. It's pretty dumb in today's world. They know save games get corrupted, files get corrupted. It's not at all impossible. I mean, you could have a power outage or something like that would cause your saving process to get corrupted. So that's a valid complaint about the game. But at any rate, the PS3, I played it through on Nightmare mode after that, but of course by that time you have maximum upgrades for your weapons. Now what I did actually was I switched over when I was playing. I wanted to get everything I had missed as far as the collectibles, and I used the guide for that off of GameFAQs, which there's a pretty good one out there, just straightforward guide so you don't miss anything. That's why I said there are a few things that they place in really odd locations that it's easy to miss. But I played through with the checkmate dress, which is the chess piece type dress, and the alternate weapons, because again I wanted to test them out and see how it played with them since it's DLC. And it went through, it was very easy, even on Nightmare mode. I know what the dresses say. I mean, the checkmate dress is supposed to double the damage from the weapons, and then each one of the different weapons does a different thing. Like the auto grinder, which replaces the pepper grinder, it has twice the firing capability without before it overheats. The teapot cannon does 50% more damage. Actually, it's not the teapot cannon; it's the catnip cannon that replaces the teapot cannon. And it does 50% more damage. So coupled with the checkmate dress, you'd actually be getting 3 times the base damage with that. But that's the only one that has additional damage. And yet the thing is that when I was going through it, it's really, really easy, even on Nightmare mode, with those alternate weapons. Now, the interesting thing, once I finished it again and collected everything, I wanted to try out another thing. I wanted to try the royal suit dress, which is the one you get in Queensland, and pretty much everybody likes it. I haven't seen anybody say anything bad. Of course, actually, pretty much everybody seems to like pretty much all the dresses that Alice gets. But that one definitely, everybody seems to really love, and it's really easy to see why when you look at it. I mean, it's a gorgeous dress. However, when you equip that dress on a repeated playthrough, a new game plus, what it does is it restricts your health to a maximum of 4 roses. And you can probably see here, maybe. There we go. Normally we start at 8. The way this works, by the way, is you start at 8 and you get 1 additional rose for each chapter you complete. So you get 4 more roses for each chapter, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not for chapter 6 because it's just the end of the game. It's very short. But then you also, the paint, if we go here to the menu, you see the paint the rose red. Each time you complete a radula room, you get 1 painting the rose red. So when you do 4 radula rooms, you get another complete rose on your health. And there's 4 radula rooms in chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, you can see in chapter 1 there's 0 of 0 radula rooms. There is none in this chapter. So, you can get another total maximum if you do all the radula rooms, all 16 of them. You get 4 more health from that. So the maximum health that you can have is 16. So cutting that down to 4 using the royal suit dress, even though it looks really cool, the penalty for using it is pretty severe if you put it on Nightmare mode, which is what I wanted to test, and I did. And yeah, I'm almost done with the 3rd playthrough on Nightmare mode using the royal suit all the way through. But I'll tell you, if you're going to do that, you're going to be using Hysteria mode at various parts. There's a couple of things, like I skipped over the radula rooms because I'd already done them all. And then there was I mean, obviously on the main story there's no battles that you can skip, but you wind up having to use some different strategies than you might think when you have more health, because basically playing that way, most of the stuff that hits you, if they hit you, they'll kill you in 1 hit. And also what I did, I wasn't playing with the downloadable, the DLC weapons anymore. I played just with the normal weapons, although they were max upgrade at level 4. But still, the difference is pretty extreme. It's very, very different, say, using the pepper grinder at level 4 versus using the auto grinder when you're fighting various things. It takes a lot more work. It just doesn't seem to me like the damage ratings that they say are quite exactly right. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go here, and we're going to the header's domain now. But I wanted to clarify all that. Oh, and one other point too I wanted to mention. A lot of people claim that there's a problem because there's no boss fights. Yeah, it's the same as BioShock. The structure of Alice Madness Returns is pretty much exactly the same as BioShock. So if you liked BioShock and the way that it played out, It's very, very similar. It's just weird that people complain about, oh, no boss fights. Like,
the Hatter's domain,
so what?
almost as I remember it.
Appearances, as you know better than most, can be deceiving, Alice. Much has changed since your last visit.
Dr. Bumby says change is constructive, that different is good.
Different denotes neither bad nor good, but it certainly means not the same. Find the Hatter, Alice. He knows more about different than you.
But does he know more about the difference between bad and good?
Making friends, Alice. You're as random,
sort of,
lethal, and entirely confused as you ever were.
I've managed without you so far, Cat. Return to whatever hovels home to you. I'll call if I need you.
Predictably rash. It's not a question of if, Alice. It's when. Now hold on, and as they say, shut up.
So typical. I've made more graceful entrances. I suppose I must be grateful nothing's broken.
Yes, and now we learn about turning valves to turn on vents. And of course Alice can float with her dress when she's over the vents. Which is a really cool mechanic that I really loved from the first game. So I was really glad that they included it again.
Remember when a burst of steam blew your dress up around your neck? Just outside Harrods it was. Fortunate your undergarments had been laundered.
Now if you couldn't hear it before, you know, there's a pig snout, and we're gonna go get him before we go on the main path. And you might also notice that Alice's dress has changed. Yes, because this is the Hatter's realm, you know, mass industrialization and all that. So, that's what her dress is modeled on. Very much a steampunk Alice. These guys. Brilliant. But I've got a long-range weapon. And these guys over here, not too bright either. Whoops. Come on. Alright, sit still already. If you're asking, well, why bother doing that? It's like, well, I don't know. It's easier. Why not? And you can see here our platforms for getting where we need to go.
Right.